Hey class, it's Rusty Graham again, your lead instructor for the program. This week we're going to be talking about rank has its privileges. So I think this is an interesting chapter to talk about because it's the concept of the privileges you honestly have as a officer. So many people that were willing to sell their souls for the position that wasn't ready for it. But they actually did so much damage. Most of them were gone within a year, and it took at least a year to a year and a half to rebuild what they had destroyed. So I just want you to think about that. And I kind of wanted to start off by going to the very back of the chapter and talking about two concepts that are very important. First of all, is as a fire officer, your job is to take care of the organization, take care of the people that are with you, and take care of your community. That's your privilege. Okay. It's not forced upon you. You chose to pick it up. So getting back to the very first part I want to talk about is dealing with issues or dealing with problems. As a fire officer, if it is possible, deal with the problem at your level. Anything that does not need to go up shouldn't go up. If it's a little issue on your shift and you can deal with it with your personnel, take care of it. If your driver's driving a little too fast, have a discussion with them. Okay? If two people aren't getting along, have a discussion with them. There are times when you have to bring it up to, chief level discussion immediately, such as sexual harassment. If someone comes up to you with a problem and they're claiming sexual harassment, immediately take it up the chain of command. And that's the right thing to do because the second concept you need to understand is you're always being evaluated by the people around you, not just the officers above you or your board if you're the chief or your town commission, city commission, town manager, city manager. You're always being evaluated. They want to make sure that you're the consistent person all the time, that your actions always are the same. And that's one of the things that marks a great leader, being consistent. I want people to say at the end, Rusty wasn't a know-it-all. Rusty was, he honestly was consistent day in and day out. Rusty was hard, but Rusty was always fair. That's kind of the back end of it. I want you always to remember you're being watched. Now, let's talk about some issues as a leader you're actually going to have to deal with. These horrible people that are going to complain to you. How dare they ruin your day by complaining and griping? The first thing you should do is get rid of these horrible people. No, as a good leader, you need to keep them. I can think of a couple of reasons right off the top of my head. First of all, if you snap off anybody's head or bite off anybody's head that complains to you, no one's ever going to come talk to you. Well, that may look like a good thing on the upper hand. The reality is, you need to know what's going on. And honestly, the people under you are going to be able to give you more information than people above you. They know what's going on in the organization. The second one is they're probably telling you a true issue. They probably have a true issue that's in front of them at the time. I can give you an example. There's a book that you need to read as a leader. It's called Crucial Conversations. And I can send you the link if you're interested in it. It says that you actually listen to the complaint. And then you go and you resolve the issue if there's a true issue. The example that was given to me was the gentleman was actually a vice president of community college, and they had a secretary that always was either coming in late and then or was constantly leaving early. And he heard enough of this that he finally had to deal with the problem. But because he had actually taken time, read the book, was a student of leadership, he took time to listen to the other person. The other person in their contract had the right to come in early and leave early, or come in late and leave late. The reason was this person has a special set of skills that the college needed, and they had a special needs child. So the college was trying to work with them, but no one had given that information out to everyone. So he was able to communicate with everyone, make everybody happy in the situation, and it was a done issue. It was resolved very quickly. Okay? That's something you need to understand. Now, yes, is there a group of people that are going to complain no matter what? Yes. Unfortunately, there are some people in this world that if today, for example, is a beautiful day at 70 degrees outside, they're going to say it's way too hot. Those people are just part of life. Allow their constant complaints to roll right off of your back because sometimes they'll come up with the real issue. That's some of the thoughts on that area. Now, looking back to this really quickly, making sure I didn't miss any important things for you. Another thing, When someone brings you a problem, don't go to a negative place. That's one of the things you need to do. Take it apart, take your emotions out of the situation, and look for a solution, or look for a way to help them come up with their own solution. A great leader doesn't solve the problem. Honestly, a great leader takes the person that has the problem, lets them see the problem from above. We used to call it in leadership theory, take them up the set of stairs, let them see the whole organization, how it actually all works together, and then say, okay, here's what's actually happening with the whole organization. Here's your problem that you have. Come back to me when you can put your problem in with the organization, and we'll have a discussion. Sometimes for them just seeing the whole organization, they understand their little problem wasn't that important. Okay, that's kind of the big takeaway from this week. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. As always, stay safe.